All right. All right, family, it's your boy Jovan, JPJ Home Inspections. You know how we do it, man. Stay on the grind. Hey, stay making sure that we inspecting these homes to a T. My boy Phillip, man, check him out, man. I tagged him in the video. You see what he's doing, man. And this don't even do justice, man. But this is like a mini mansion that he got that I don't even think was on the market. So, hey, this dude be making miracles happen. So, yo, Phil, keep doing your thing, bro, man. I'm proud of you. You got somebody that's supporting you, that's praying for you. So keep doing this, man. Making dreams come true. I know the guy who said it, he said it was like 30 people checking out the house, but Phillip got the job done, man. So, hey, when I tell you I work with some of the best realtors, I tell no lies. So, hey, keep doing your thing. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I got one more, and then I'm off, man. I'm off for a few days. But, hey, stay positive, stay productive, stay prayed up, y'all. Don't let none of this stuff be a distraction, all right? Have a blessed one to the next one. Later.
Good morning. So it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. Life of a realtor, quick story. I'm headed to, Lawrenceville? I live in College Park. It's like an hour drive. I'm about to go see a house that's $150,000 that my client's gonna buy in cash. When I say it's hard for buyers out here, watch what I tell you. Watch when I get there. Look, watch what I tell you. Stay tuned. Look at this, y'all. These are all realtors lined up to see this house. Oh boy, this is out of control. All for this house right here. So we was able to preview the house. It's listed for $149. It's gonna take about $70,000 to get that house going to be sold, but the houses in that area are going for about $300,000. So he can stand to make about 50, 60, in between 50. It depends, between like 50 to 80,000. He could probably make off that property. I'm about to write the contract.
All right, welcome you guys back to the Finch house. Today we have our friend Phil, the realtor, on to us. Yes, how's it going, Phil?
All right. Thank you for having me, y'all.
Oh yes, it's great seeing you. It's been a long time. I know with COVID, everybody's been kind of taking a step back.
Yeah.
So we just appreciate you being able to join us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm honored to be on the show. I appreciate you guys inviting me.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
It's an honor to have you, man. Like I said, man, I reached out to everybody, and I reached out to them as like a group, and just start going through. And I mean, immediately, man, as soon as I hit your name, bro, you popped back. You was like, man, hey, I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I really do appreciate that, man. And not only that, we're gonna have you as a repeated guest to answer a lot of market questions, realtor questions, and stuff like that, man.
Get some advice.
Yeah, get some advice, bro. Like,
I'm here for you. I'm here if y'all need me, man. Not only we friends, but also in any way I can help another Black business succeed.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're grateful. So while we're on the subject of that, of course, we already introduced you. We know that you're a realtor.
Yeah.
But if you want to, you can give us just a little bit of information about your background, where you're coming from.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm Phil Henderson. As you know, I am a realtor. I've been practicing real estate for about 4 years. This is the beginning of my 4th year, but my background is kind of in nonprofit and fundraising. I worked a while with here in Atlanta with Spelman College for close to 10 years, helping them with fundraising, kind of raising money for the girls to be able to afford to keep the lights on.
That's
for lack of better words. But also another nonprofit feels like helping kids in group homes find activities to do to help them with their with some of their cases and some of their things that they needed to help them be more successful. So I've been kind of in a nonprofit for a while, for close to about 15 years, and then all of a sudden I just decided to a light went on. It's like, man, I need to change it up a little bit, use my personality a little bit more out in the community. And I thought that real estate was a good match with my personality.
Yeah.
And I hit the ground kind of running. So here we are.
You know how they say, don't be fooled by the smile.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, be fooled by his smile. That's the one. He is a genuine person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's 100% genuine person, man.
Appreciate
You know, speaking of, you know, hitting the ground running and stuff like that, man, doing the nonprofit and then thinking about that, what inspired you to do just go, you know, go into the real estate? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. We be hanging out, man, and they be like, man, Phil at work.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody would look at you like, is that Tommy from Mars? Because where does Phil work? We never knew what Phil worked at. It was like years, you know, you just come in like, yeah, I just got off work, man. Be like, what do you work, man?
Well,
so what inspired you to lead that though, man?
Well, to be honest, man, I was making money over at Spelman. Like I said, I worked there close to 10 years. I was making a couple dollars over there, but nothing compared to I thought where my potential was. Working for somebody kind of had a ceiling. Any job you go to, when you apply, it says right there in the application, you know, 25 to 30. It has a ceiling, or 35 to 40, 75 to 95, or whatever your salary range may be. It has a cap. With real estate, there's no cap. And like the kids say, no cap. You know what I'm saying? No cap, for real. But but yeah, so that was my that was the very reason that I decided to switch over from nonprofit to kind of working for myself. It was a big change because you have that guaranteed check every 2 weeks when you're working for someone or with a 9 to 5 per se. But with real estate, it's kind of, you know, it's 100% commission. So you the harder you work, the more you eat. You know what I'm saying? The less you work, the less you eat. And I just had that mentality where it's like, I'm a go-getter. And it was just burning me just sitting in the office every day, knowing that my cap was, I didn't have one, but it was set for me right here. And I just couldn't do with that no more. So I took a real estate class while I was working there. The real estate class was the one I took was 2 months long. I would go from Wednesday, I would go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for about 4 hours a day. And I did that for 2 months from April until like July when I passed the class. And immediately after that, I went to take the test for my license. And in 2 months after that, I quit my job after about 8.5, 9 years, cold turkey. I gave them 2 weeks notice and said, I hadn't sold a house, didn't have a client, but I was confident in myself and my hustle that I could do it. And when I quit that job, I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to do with real estate, but I did it. And I made my first sale within that same year, and I haven't looked back.
Man, I support you all the way. I know anytime anybody say they looking for a house, I always send them your way. But I know I had gotten into the real estate, and I asked you for advice, man. And you told me exactly what you just said, man. It's a hustle game. You know what I mean? And you know, by you being the person that you is, and I, you know, like I said, trust you and everything. Did you feel like it's going to be an up and down to this, or what did you think about when you first went in this? And like,
I was scared. I was scared, bro. Because you got to realize I was working. You have a guaranteed check every 2 weeks, right? So you get that up, and it's just, you know, it's a two income household. One person was like, all right, I ain't making no money no more. And the rest thing I do is really on me. So it was hard. It was a lot of ups and downs that first year, 2017, 2018. It was rough. It was really rough. Because I had never sold houses before. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how, I mean, I didn't know how to market myself. And that's the key thing in real estate is marketing yourself. But I didn't really know how. But I learned as I went along. And just because of my reputation with my friends, I was given some referrals, personal referrals that kind of helped me get my business started off the ground. I didn't go out and find these people, excuse me. They were referred to me from friends, my first couple of clients. And then I took those proceeds and that profit and kind of saved it and spent some marketing on myself. And it kind of helped me, do a little bit better and get the ball rolling a little faster.
Yeah.
But it was scary, to answer your question. It was definitely scary. It's something that you really have to think about doing before you do it. And you got to really have the heart, and you have to really have the hustle to do real estate. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So I
Especially
know,
if it's
like,
successful.
with your home life, so so that was a collective decision. Did you go home and you were just like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore?
Yeah.
Are
Well,
you on board?
it wasn't overnight. It wasn't just a decision. I woke up like, guess what? Yeah, I'm putting 2 weeks notice in. Nah,
Yeah.
it was looking at that potential and looking at that burn inside of me, and did it match? So I seen the potential, and I had this burn over here inside of me, a burning flame, and it was just like they had to
Bring them
be
together.
somewhere. Yeah. So it was like me saying all the time, I know I could do this. I know I
Right.
could sell somehow. I know, what I mean? It's like I knew I could do this.
Right.
So when you that confident in something, you really can't turn that fire off. When people are passionate about something, you can't turn that off. So
I really think you can sell it. I really think you can sell an igloo to the devil, man.
Oh,
I think you can, man. I think you can sell an igloo to the devil, man.
But I don't really even consider it like sales, man. It's really just reputation and being 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that sells itself. People want to be around people who are positive, who are who look to motivate, who look to at stuff. Look at the bright side of everything.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm trying something new, I'm going to go with a person who I feel like is a personality who I could trust, a personality who, and it's not really me selling you anything, because there's nothing really for me to sell you except myself. And if you come in 100, you can't lose. You get what I'm saying?
I got you. Let's stay on that roll. Let's get some advice real quick, like throw a little advice in. So you saying it's not really selling, and it's basically leading somebody where they need to go. Me and her, we bought our house young, right? Yeah, we bought our first home. We bought young. If we would have knew certain things coming out of our parents' house, and then we went into an apartment, and then from that apartment, you know what I'm saying, we went straight into not renting or anything. We went straight to buying a house. What do you recommend for a young couple, a young person, or anything like that that's starting out buying their first home, or even going into another dwelling as a home? You know what I mean? What do you recommend?
I definitely recommend buying. So let's start there. If you're renting an apartment for $900 or $1,000 or $1,100 a month, what most apartments are going for in Metro Atlanta, average $1,200 for a 2-bedroom, something like that. You can afford a house, all right? Because a mortgage is going to be a lot cheaper than your rent. So I definitely suggest that people look into that coming out of school, coming out of college. Look into buying your first property early. That way, and people think that you have to buy this big, huge something that's going to be crazy. No, you don't. Look into buying something that you can afford, and think long range to where, and a suggestion to kids, and when I say kids, people under 25, 30, think about buying your first property. It doesn't have to be a big house. It could be a townhouse. It could be a condo, something that you may live in a couple of years, but then don't necessarily sell it when you move. As you build your credit with that condo or that townhouse, you can purchase your next house, and you can use that other property that you lived in as a rental income. And that's forever yours, you know what I'm saying? And it'll also knock off your next mortgage for your next property that you decide to get. So definitely look into owning versus renting. Always. I always suggest that. I've had clients as young as 22 years old purchase a home for $140,000. She purchased a home for $140,000. She was 22. She worked at out at Cobb at Wellstar, right off of East-West Connector. Just as I'm not sure what the per position was, but it couldn't have been too high. If she was 22, she bought her house for $140,000. A year and a half later, we sold her house for I think $185,000.
Wow.
So in 2 years, she made about $20,000 a year. And now when we sold that house, she pocketed about, close to $40,000. And she's what, under 25?
Yeah.
Wow.
And now she has, you know, 40 grand in the bank, and her credit's excellent. And now she can purchase her next home with some of those funds that she's, you know, potentially saved.
That's great.
Yeah. That's really good advice,
Yeah.
you know, because I think for, you know, especially like in the African American community, a lot of times with us, we don't get the advice as far as like buying property and
Right.
things like that and going to our advantage. A lot of times we're kind of like just going through the motion.
Because we
just
never got that
learning.
advice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
No, we didn't get that advice, man. And to be honest with you, man, we got messed over on our first house.
on the
Like,
first
A lot
one,
of
just
people
a
do.
little bit, yeah.
yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of people do because they don't know. And like when we bought our first house, we didn't have a realtor. We just went to the subdivision, the front, and kind of talked to the, you know, realtor on that side, on the
Right.
selling side, not on the buying side. So we didn't have anybody really looking out for our best interest. And that's the number one reason you want to get a realtor and not go through these Zillows and these online sites. You want a person who, you know, who knows the market, who potentially lives in that neighborhood or knows the neighborhood and knows the market and studies the market. That way they can help you make the best decisions for yourself. It may be your first time, but hopefully it's not your realtor's first time selling the house.
Yeah.
So you get you a realtor with a little bit of experience, and that's the best way to go. You know, and then people don't know. One thing people don't know about realtors when you're buying a house, because back when I didn't know, I thought you had to hire a realtor. When they say hire one, it's like, I don't have extra money. Hell, I can barely afford the house that we're about to buy. I can't hire.
Right.
People don't know. A lot of buyers don't know when you're buying a house, you're not coming out of your pocket for a realtor. So you call you a realtor, a person you trust, and you let them do all the work for you. And then at the end, they'll get their check, but they don't necessarily charge you out of the pocket. You're not paying anything out of your pocket. All your money that you're paying a realtor is coming from the selling side. So the seller and the seller's agent, they're paying, you know, your pocket. So if you're out there searching for a home and you're trying to buy it, get you a realtor. Don't go out there alone, because you're going to have 2 against 1 every time. If you're out there searching by yourself, the listing agent is going to have a realtor. All right. So it's going to be 2 of them against you. So get yourself a realtor. If you're buying a house, find somebody who you trust, find somebody who you know, or who's recommended or referred to you. And you don't have to go with the first realtor. You know, interview a few, talk to a few, see which ones you're comfortable with, and then go with that one. But let them do the work. Let us do the work for you, because that's what we're here for. And you get somebody who's passionate about it, like myself, then you can really relax once you do, you know, you hire the right realtor. You can kind of relax and be like, Phil got it, trust me.
Well, looking at the market like now, you know, how everything has been going now, everything's kind of changing. You know, of course, we had the big thing that happened when the market went bad and losing value of houses, and now it's back up, because it really is kind of like a seller's market now, right? It's kind of more on the seller side. What advice would you give to people who are out now potentially looking to purchase a home or maybe some type of property?
Well, right now is a good time as far as interest rates. Interest rates are really low, one of the lowest in a long time where they're at now. So it's a good time to get in as far as that. But to be 100% honest, you're right. You mentioned something. You said it was a seller's market. You're completely right. And what people don't understand, or may not even know, seller's market, to put it simply, the seller has the advantage over the buyer. All right, a buyer's market, the buyer has an advantage over the sellers, because it's really just the old school supply and demand. All right. So right now, in most of the country, and I'll just speak to Atlanta specifically, it's a seller's market, right? So there's no inventory. So if you want to sell your home, you can pretty much ask for what you want for your house. You can pretty much ask for it, because there's so many people out there trying to buy and not a lot of inventory, that the seller has the advantage. So to answer your question, as a buyer, it's hard right now to buy a house. It's good because the interest rates are low, but there's not a lot of inventory. So you'll be searching. So expect to be searching for a while. It may take a few months right now, as opposed to, you know, maybe a year or two ago. It was just, even a year ago, is, you know, you can probably buy a house in 30 days. You can find a house in about 30, 40 days. Now, you're going to be looking for a couple months, just because it's so much competition. Unless you have a realtor who's really writing a great contract for you, or they know the ins and outs, or they know how to connect with another realtor to get the up on making an offer. But if you're trying to buy, it's hard right now, but you can do it. I mean, you just gotta,
you gotta be patient. Waiting game.
Yeah.
So what about like, you know, over of course the past year, and we're kind of still going through it with like COVID and things like that. How has that really affected like the business?
COVID actually, if you, like I said, if you're selling the house, COVID, yeah, it's helping because people are scared to come out. You know, well, I shouldn't say they're scared to come out. It's helping as far as you're going to sell a house because it's driving the market up. As far as a lot of people don't want to sell their house. I think the reason why there's shortage in houses is because people don't want to sell because of COVID, because they don't want people coming in and out of their houses. They don't want to go through putting signs in their yard, having all kind of people, you know, dealing with people pretty much. So that is affected, I think, on the selling side. On the buyer side, it hasn't really affected us because we're still out here searching. A lot of sellers are putting in stipulations. Some of the COVID, you know, they put up some of the COVID rules. You want to go in people's house, you have to have the mask. You have to sanitize. A lot of people are doing virtual showings. A lot of sellers are putting their and agents are putting houses up virtually to prevent people from coming in, buyers from actually coming in. So it's affected it like that, but it just depends on what type of clients you have, whether you're dealing with a lot of sellers or a lot of buyers. But I think COVID financially, I mean, I haven't been hit, you know, personally by it because I've been blessed enough to have a few sellers and a lot of buyers. So it's keeping it going.
So like, I know, like I said, when I took the class, they were saying how the realtors and stuff like that, like you had different type of agents and stuff like that. And like when I first started taking class, I thought it was just one person. You know what I mean? And could you explain like the different alleyways that you know what I'm saying, that you can go through for us buying a home, and explain like the difference between a realtor and stuff like that. You know?
So as far as like you have real estate agents. That's a person who takes the test and they pass and they get their license. All right, you're officially an agent. All right, so you can buy. I mean, you can assist with people buying or selling any property in Georgia. Commercial. So a lot of people think it's commercial. I'm a commercial realtor or a residential. Well, if you're an agent, I should say an agent, you can sell any type of land in the state of Georgia. All right. It's just what you depend on focusing on. So you have people who come out of school and they just want to focus on commercial real estate. So they label themselves as commercial realtors. All right. So that's kind of how that works. And then there's other licenses within there that you can get and obtain to, you know, boost your credentials. As far as that's straight agents. Some brokers won't let you work for them. And when I say brokers, I mean, you've seen Remaxes and Keller Williams, Palmer House, you see the signs, all those are different brokers. Some brokers won't let agents work for them unless they join a real estate board. All right. So a real estate board, or a board of realtors is something where you pay, an agent will pay a board to join their board. And now you're classified as a realtor. So you go by different standards, a higher, you know, it's just a higher, you're held to a higher standard because you have to do a lot of different stuff as far as being a part of a board.
Wow. Yeah. It's kind of like what the way you're saying it, let me make sure I'm getting it right. Kind of like a barber in a barber shop. He has to pay the head barber to be in that barber shop to kind of use that name. Is that the type of thing?
Well, with a realtor, like me, I'm a realtor. So I'm a member of the DeKalb Association of Realtors. So I pay a monthly fee or a yearly fee, I should say, to be on this board. And we're just held, we have a lot more responsibilities. We have a code of ethics that we all agree to stick by. So it's kind of like, if you don't abide to certain rules and certain stuff, you're just an agent. So you can be out there willy-nilly doing anything. You don't have a code of you don't have a code that kind of secures you with other people in your field to make sure that you guys are all, you know, kind of on the same, you know, level of doing business. For lack of better words.
Yeah. So what about you know, because now that you've been in it for a while and you're, you know, on your stride, you're doing your thing, like what is some things that if you would have known like at the beginning of it that you know now that you feel like would have made you maybe even more successful?
I would have done more research on joining the brokerage. So when you join a brokerage, when I first started, I joined a brokerage, and each brokerage is gonna they're gonna want their money, right? Everybody's getting paid in this thing. So some brokerages take a lot more than others. Let's say it there. So I don't want to throw anybody under the bus because you know, this could blow up, and I don't want to throw anybody in because I'm blessed. And I'm happy that all my experiences helped me become a better realtor, right? So I'm not going to throw anyone on the bus, but I would say one thing that I would have done is a little bit more research on the splits that I make with my commissions. So some brokerages, they may just charge you $500, you know, period. Another brokerage might charge you $3,000 for the same sale.
Yeah.
Right. So
some of them do like percentage based.
I would have looked at another places where they call it when you cap. That's when you have to pay that broker a certain amount of money by the end of the year. That way you can keep 100% of your commission.
Yeah.
All right. So your cap is always different at different places. Some people's cap is here, some is here. I would have chose a place where I can get to that cap as quickly as possible with the least amount of money
as possible
out of my own pocket. As possible.
I think I get what you're saying because it's like they some of them are like you said, like a flat rate or basis.
Some have flat fees, some have percentages. Some may take 30% of your check.
Yeah.
Some take 30% of your check. Other people might take $800.
Yeah.
So you got two sales. You got a sale, you make $10,000 off of this sale. One brokerage, you taking home $7,000 because you had to give them $3,000. The other one, you're taking home $9,500. Which place you gonna choose?
Yeah.
I mean, but that just depends.
I think that's most people.
But that just depends on what's better for you, right?
Yeah.
Because if I may take that $7,000 if I'm getting a whole bunch of other stuff that's helping me become a better realtor.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But and if you need that.
Yeah.
Or you could take the $500, you know, the $9,500, and you don't need all that other stuff to help you. You could do this on your own.
Right.
And you know, your marketing and your you know, your recognition and all that out in the field, you know, some signs hold more weight than others. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So some signs hold a little bit more weight. It's easier to get in the door. It's easier to have a conversation with somebody if I tell you I work for Walmart versus I work for Julio's down the street.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know.
All right.
So what is some of your, you know, because we're wrapping everything up. We took up enough of your time. What is like some tips or advice for anybody who wanted to start off on the journey themselves if they wanted to get into the real estate business? What
make sure
advice?
Check yourself on why you're doing it. All right. I would tell everybody that ask yourself, why am I doing this? Are you looking at the glitz and glamour? Are you looking at people's successes and saying, hey, that's what I want, so let me do it? If you're doing it for that reason, you're probably not going to be successful. You have to do it because it's something that's like really in you saying, I want to do this, I can do this, and I'm willing to take some losses to get there. It's not all about the successes, because I'm telling you, in real estate, you have your ups, but you have a lot of downs. So you just got to be prepared to take that. And if you're willing to do that, and like I talked about earlier, if you got that fire and you burning, you know, a passion to do something, go for it. Just go for it.
All right.
I got one more for you, man. And partner, he told me to ask you, man, because when he seen that I was gonna have you on, he said, man, make sure you ask him. He said that he's ready to come out of town from another state. He's gonna wait till all the kids and stuff grown, and he's gonna move out of that state.
Okay.
He wants to come to Georgia. Next 2 years. Is it a prime time?
Yeah, it's always a good time to move to Georgia, man.
Yeah.
Atlanta is a hub for everything. So
Right.
property, you can get nice size. I mean, it's just we got a metro. Our metro is so big. I mean, you can go to Jonesboro, Fayetteville.
Yeah.
We live out here. So Union City, it's all type of places you can live and get so much home for such a little price. If you're getting 5 bedrooms, 3,000, 3,500 square feet for under $300,000 anywhere is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anywhere else that you can't really do that. In Georgia, we
Right.
do that all day. You can get a $250,000 home for, with 5 bedrooms, maybe 3,500 square feet, easily, backyard, front yard. You get a lot of stuff. You don't get that everywhere else, man. You don't get that.
Nah, especially yeah.
You can never get what you want out here.
Yeah.
2 minutes left, bro. Give us an entertaining story.
Man, this is real estate, dude.
Come on, just give us one. Just give us one. I know you give a cold answer, but
I was showing a property. I was showing what do you call it? I was working with an investor, and we were looking at a house that he was potentially going to flip. We get to the house, and it's over in Bankhead, and the doors were, they were all boarded up. So I called the listing agent. I said, how do we get in? And he was like, man, you got to go to the side of the house. He's like, it's a hammer. You got to peel back the wood that we nailed to the kitchen door. Then go in, take your flashlight, and then you can go in and look at the house all messed up. So I'm like, all right. So this is when I first started real estate. So you know me, man. If y'all know me, I try to get G'd up. You feel me? I had my shoes on, everything. So I'm out here in some, my good shoes. I go in there, I'm slipping in my dress shoes. I go in the house, I do what he says, I pop it open. I have my client waiting in the front of the house. And I get in there, and I got my flashlight, and I'll be down if ain't nobody, a cat and a man in there.
A cat and a man.
They moving around, they start jumping. We all running, scrambling around in the house. We running around. I'm like, man, what you doing? He was like, man, what you doing? He holding his hands up. I'm holding my hands up. I'm like, bro, what the hell are you doing in here, man? But it was a squatter. He was just there. He was like, man, I'm sorry. And he got out the cat. I opened up the back door and let them out. But that's just the day in the life.
He better be glad you came, because he was nailed in.
Now you know how I roll too. So
yeah.
You know how I roll.
Yeah.
So
I already know
me, but I was like, man, listen, but
But once again, thank you for joining us today. Look, we really appreciate you doing this. We enjoyed our time. And once again, Phillip Henderson, Phil the Realtor. If anybody wants to get in touch with you, let us know.
Yeah, reach out to me. My phone number here in Atlanta, 770-572-1208. You can follow me on Instagram at Phil the Realtor. The is THA. Also, Facebook / Phil the Realtor. If you're looking to buy or sell property in Atlanta, I'm your guy. Holla at me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right. Y'all take care.
You too.